Well, welcome back to our final fabulous segment here on Cityline. And speaking of fabulous, I have Executive Director Debbie Lynn here from the Museum of Glass. Hello, my dear, and welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be back on Cityline.
It's so great to see you again, and it's great to see the glass behind you as well. As you know, this whole hour has been devoted to our precious museums and the reopening that's happening here. So let's talk about what does that look like for the Museum of Glass? When are you going to reopen?
So we're excited. We're actually opening this Friday, September 25th, and we'll be open Fridays through Sundays for the foreseeable future from 10 to 5. So we're excited. I thought about doing this interview in my office, and I thought, I'm coming downstairs. I wanted people to be able to see some glass. So I'm actually sitting in our museum store.
And before we opened ourselves up to our audience, I said to you, it's so great to see glass behind you as well, because I have missed it. I mean, I crave it because it brings me such life. So let's talk about, as I get my chance to come into the museum here within a week, what procedures have you put into place to keep staff and guests safe?
Sure. Of course, we worked with the other museums, both here in Tacoma and statewide, and Dr. Anthony Chen about what we should do to try to keep our guests and staff safe. Masks, of course. There's a lot of cleaning going on, a lot of hand sanitizer use. Luckily, we have a really large site here, so it's really inherently, easy to social distance. And then, of course, there's our hot shop as well.
So, yes. Go ahead, because when we think about hot shop, I said to you, the hot shop is, it's like the hive of the Museum of Glass. How do you make a hot shop work with heat, with mouths on things, and still keep safe protocols?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, first of all, for our guests, we are dividing the hot shop into sections so that people can really be distanced from each other and still see the glass blowing. And for our glass blowers, it's been a whole new day. In fact, we have some of the best glass blowers in the country, I think. I'm probably partial. But they've had to learn to blow glass with masks on, and they've improvised some tubing to use to connect to the blowpipes. So they found a safe way to do it, but in talking to them, it feels like their first day of blowing glass again in some respects. So they're definitely learning, to do this in a safe way.
The last time that you visited us back in June, the Museum of Glass furnaces had been turned off. So, and I took a moment of silence just to be so sad about that. Are they turned back on? Are they up and running?
So they are. So I guess I should go back a couple weeks because we actually brought our mobile hot shop around on the plaza outside, and we set that up, and they blew glass trying this new safety equipment. And it was nice because we had people coming by, and it was sort of a trial run, if you will, for what we're doing in the hot shop today. But our hot shop furnaces are back on. They take, a couple of days to heat back up and to bring the glass to temperature. So yes, the hot shop is ready to welcome guests on Friday.
I love that. I'm doing a little victory dance in my seat right here. So tell us what's been happening these past few months, and since we spoke, and what can we look forward to in terms of current exhibits?
Yes. So, we still have some fabulous exhibits that we're excited to have people visit. We have Richard Marquis, who, of course, is one of the early pioneers of the studio glass movement. And this is his Keepers exhibit, so his very favorite pieces. We have Transparency, which is the first ever organized LGBTQ plus exhibition, and we actually brought that out west It was organized from the Liberty Museum in Philadelphia. So that's on display. And for one more month, so this is kind of the time where people need to come visit, we have Alchemy, which is an enamel show, which is glass on metal. And that will be with us for about a month. And then we'll be switching over to Lalique, which, you know, anyone that loves Europe and Paris and the whole French Art Deco design, that's going to be an amazing show. And we'll open that right before the Thanksgiving holiday.
Oh, Lalique. I love Lalique. I'm so excited. So, okay, if that's not enough, let's talk about perhaps folks that maybe are still hesitant to come out and even just be in a space like that, even though the protocols are being followed and their safety is first and foremost. What can they look at virtually?
So, of course, we'll be live streaming wherever we're open from the hot shop. So we'll be back to that practice of whenever our doors are open, tune into our website and you can see what's happening in the hot shop. But we've also, if there's a silver lining in all of this, we've had an opportunity to develop some virtual programs. You know, we're excited about our glass break series that we run every Monday. And that basically takes techniques and footage from the hot shop, and it's narrated by Walt Lieberman, who's one of the great experts in glass and one of our MCs here at the museum. So there's that. And then we've developed a brand new mini series. We have 3 episodes so far of something called Junior Curator Academy. And we're excited about it because we've selected a piece of art for each episode. And then we've built the history and social context and even political context around those pieces into a 15-20-minute episode that also is consistent with education standards and has assignments that kiddos can do or adults too. And they can earn junior curator badges. So we think it's going to be really fun. Again, we started with a little 3-episode mini series, and we're eager to launch that in the next few weeks.
You know, I can't thank you enough for that program. As you know, many parents are struggling right now with the back to school and the virtual learning and the hybrid and the remote. There are lots of websites for parents to take a deep breath on and to understand how to best teach their child. And when the museums come together like this and they offer virtual programming for those young citizens, it is a huge weight off parents' shoulders because art usually is the first thing to go when education gets narrowed down like this. So way to go, Miss Debbie, for stepping in there and saying, nope, we're here and we're staying here.
Well, you know, and that's one reason we're excited to reopen, of course, is to see our in-person guests. But equally as important is serving the community through the programs that we do. And so the more we can make those virtual, the further our reach and the flexibility it offers, like you said, to families and schools and community centers. And we really hope to be, you know, of service in all of those locations as well.
Well, I think you are. If I were a homeschooling parent or a virtual teaching parent, I'd have an afternoon with every museum set up for my child to go and just write down what they see because it's so fantastic. Speaking of seeing, about this time every year, if we were in person, we would be buying a ticket for your largest fundraiser of the year so I could see you. Tell me, what is it going to look like this year?
Well, so this is our Red Hot Gala and auction, and normally we host 350 to 400 people in our grand hall lobby. So this year, of course, it's virtual. The things it has in common is we've had some generous artists donate some beautiful, beautiful art, primarily glass. So there's an online auction component. And then this Saturday, starting at 6 p.m., from 6 to 7, there'll be a program. And we'll talk about the museum, what's been going on. We're going to blow some glass in the hot shop. We always traditionally auction a piece right off the pipe. So that will be going on. And we'll talk a little bit about the future and the fact that we're really hopeful for a better future and for learning from what we've been through.
Oh,
So
I love that. I couldn't think of a better way to kick off coming back online, in the sense of opening up your door and your hearts so we can open up our wallets and we can look at some sustainability.
exactly. It's open to everyone. You can access it through our website, and 6 p.m. Saturday.
Perfect.
So.
Debbie, thank you so much. Given the fact that in less than 72 hours, you have a go time for a gala, I am doubly honored that you would spend time with me today. So I want to say break a leg to you and your team, and congratulations for all of the hard work that you have put into reopening. And I can't wait to see you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it, Amanda.
You're more than welcome. Well, that wraps up another great segment of Cityline. It is always a pleasure and privilege to be in your home. You know, earlier this week, we lost a Tacoma icon. Former Mayor Harold G. Moss passed away at his home with his family on the evening of September 21st. Throughout his lifetime, Mayor Moss was committed to fighting for dreams that mattered, and Tacoma is definitely, hands down, a better place because of him. I treasure the time that I got to spend with him on the comfy couch, and he will be missed, but never forgotten. And I'll see you when you come back right here on Cityline. Take care.
Tacoma, that's my home, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. Oh, you're from Seattle. Oh, you're from LA. Oh, you're from Chicago, but Tacoma's where you'll stay. Oh, you're from Seattle. Oh, you're from LA. Oh, you're from Chicago, but Tacoma's where you'll stay, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. From the fires to the loam. Tacoma, that's my home, yeah. Tacoma, that's my home. Tacoma,